Hello students, in the previous session we have discussed about the Himalayas, the northern plain and the peninsular plateau. In today's video we are going to discuss about the Indian desert, the coastal plains and the islands. So let's start with the Indian desert. The Indian desert lies towards the western margins of the Aravalli Hills. It is an undulating sandy plain which is covered with sand dunes. This region receives very low rainfall and it has arid climate with low vegetation. Streams appear here during the rainy season only. Soon after the rainy season, they disappear into the sand as they do not have enough water to reach the sea. And Luni is the only large river in this region. Now, one of the most important feature of the Indian desert is birchens. What now, students? What are birchens? Birchens are the crescent-shaped dunes which cover larger areas, but these dunes become more prominent near the Indo-Pakistan boundary. The coastal plains. The peninsular plateau is a stretch of narrow coastal strips running along the Arabian Sea on the west and the Bay of Bengal on the east. The western coast is sandwiched between the Western Ghats and the Arabian Sea. It is a narrow plain. This western coast consists of three sections. Which are they? The northern part of the coast is called the Konkan between Mumbai and Goa. The central part is called the Kannada Plain, while the southern stretch is referred to as Malabar coast. Now on the eastern coast, the plains along the Bay of Bengal are wide and they are leveled. In the northern part, it is referred to as Northern Sircar, while the southern part is known as Coromandel Coast. Large rivers such as Mahanadi, the Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri form delta on this coast. And Lake Chilika is an important feature along the eastern coast. The Chilika Lake is the largest saltwater lake in India. It lies in the state of Orissa to the south of Mahanadi Delta. Now, students, we will discuss about the last topic, that is the islands. Besides the vast mainland, India has two groups of islands, that is the Lakshadweep Islands and the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The Lakshadweep Island groups lie close to the Malabar coast of Kerala. This group of islands is composed of small coral islands. Earlier, they were known as Laccadive, Minicoy and Amendive, but in the year 1973 these were named as Lakshadweep Islands. It covers a very small area of about 32 square kilometer, and Kavaratti Island is the administrative headquarters of Lakshadweep. This island group has a great diversity of flora and fauna, and the Piti Island is an uninhabited but has a bird sanctuary. Now we'll discuss about the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. They are the elongated chain of islands located in the Bay of Bengal, extending from north to south. They are bigger in size and are more numerous and scattered. The entire group of islands is divided into two broad categories, the Andaman in the north and Nicobar in the south. It is believed that these islands are an elevated portion of submarine mountains. These island groups are of great importance for the country, and there is a great diversity of flora and fauna in this group of islands. These islands lie close to the equator and have equatorial climate. So, we can conclude that each region complements the other and makes the country richer in the natural resources. The mountains are the major sources of water and forest wealth. The northern plains are the granaries of the country. The plateau is a storehouse of minerals. The coastal region and island groups provide sites for fishing and port activities. Thus, the diverse physical features of the land have immense future possibilities of development. That's all